Okay.
You are, Trustee?
It's 5:30. Call meeting to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Agenda, we agree that I have removed from the consent agenda. And now we do have public comment. Sir, would you like to come up and state your name and give us your address for the record, please?
My name is Stanley Ramsden Cook, 9153 Yankee Street, Springboro, Ohio 45066. I have a statement which I would like to read to the trustees. I'm Stanley Ramsden Cook. I'm the owner of the property Lot 2, Ransom Meadows, the property mentioned in the above resolution, which is 5442 II. Chair, before I begin with part 2 of this statement, I've called upon Mr. Palmer to reaffirm that he has removed resolution 5442 from the agenda and that it is expunged from the record. Mr. Palmer?
Now you come forward with a resolution,
Okay.
so that's something I'll do once it comes forward.
Chair, I wish to proceed to part 2 of this statement. This is a complaint about owner of Lot 1, Ransom Meadows, 45066, to the trustees of Clear Creek Township. Mr. Palmer, Director of Zoning, was contacted by my wife this morning concerning the above resolution with a request that it be removed from today's agenda. It should be expunged from the record on the ground that the complaint was an abuse of procedure, the complainant having an ulterior motive for making the call. Mr. Palmer disclosed that the caller was Mr. Tyler Cox, co-owner of 9125 Yankee Road, Lot 1, Ransom Meadows. He was not able to verify whether the caller was in fact Mr. Tyler Cox or someone purporting to be him. I spoke with Mr. Palmer on Thursday morning last week when he arrived unannounced. I showed him a variety of documents that are at present sub judice. Mr. Tyler Cox and his wife are involved with court procedures initiated by me, court claim 23CV 096181, regarding their behaviour from a month ago. This is recorded at Clear Creek Police Station under the report number LP 23005007318. The caller, Mr. Palmer, sought to cause trouble and mischief by complaining about grass length on Lot 2. Mr. Palmer verified for himself that the grass, whilst it needed cutting, was not that long. It was subsequently cut. Suffice to say, I'm here tonight to request that the resolution on the agenda be expunged as there was no justifiable cause for its inclusion. The caller had malicious intent, and I ask the trustees here tonight to rebuke the caller's behaviour with a written warning. As residents of Clear Creek Township, we all have the right to complain. It must be justified, proportionate, warranted, and without malice. I submit the statement of the complaint to the Board of Trustees for record. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see we do, that's coming up here on our agenda when we get to planning and zoning. So we'll address that a little bit more. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else have some public comment? No? Sure? No comment at this time. Okay. Russell, we have the fiscal business.
I have nothing for you this evening.
Don't you? New business administration, we have resolution 5438, resolution awarding or rejecting the pickleball court construction project with Trish Allen to the lowest and best responsive bidder, and dispensing with the second reading.
Yeah, so this is the resolution that was brought before the board when I was unfortunately out of town, and I understand that it got tabled for more discussion or consideration, and wanted to bring it back before the board to correspond and see exactly what direction we wanted to go with this from a board majority standpoint, and at least initiate some dialogue about it. So, Mr. Gabbard, I understand you had a few questions. I don't
Well,
put
I
you
mean,
on the spot, but
no, I'm happy to talk about it. A couple of concerns I have is that Mr. Jones, at my request on several occasions to you and the team, I would like to find out if we can do it cheaper and better than what we're seeing, because obviously we're having issues getting a quality job done. So in that vein, number one, can that grant still be used if we do it in-house? We need to find that out. And number two, really kind of the finishing work, to my knowledge, would be about the only thing that we necessarily couldn't do. Is that fair? I'm not gonna put you on the spot, Ryan.
That's all right. Probably out of my wheelhouse, but
Right.
if you want me to try it.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a finish that goes on those courts that's something that's very specific.
Oh, that's definitely out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, so, we need to kind of take a step back. We've done this now twice. We know they're going up everywhere. Somebody's doing the work. So, I sent you a name of someone to contact to get a little more info on it. Obviously, I've been the advocate for this since the start, so it's a very, very popular, probably the most popular thing I've had requested in years since I've been on the board. It's sweeping the nation, if you will. But this particular quote, I don't really see the need for portable fencing, and I didn't see a layout that really gave me an idea that they said, we'll do what you're asking. And I don't just want to take the only bid just because they're the only bid, and it's not really what we want. I want it done right, and we don't have to do it twice.
yes, as far as the portable nets goes, that came as somewhat of a surprise to me, because we were pretty specific, we wanted fixed posts and nets for that, so that was really, they went a little bit rogue with that, and I did follow up with them to find out, and they will do the fixed posts with nets if we do in fact want it done that way. So that particular instance, I would absolutely say they took some license with that.
Well, my guess is that company is the regional representative for Raleigh Pickleball, so they're trying to sell their systems, which that's their prerogative, I suppose, but that's not really what we want. So,
Right? Is there, I know you guys do a lot of things, more than we ever had anybody do before. Do you think that you guys can do the basic excavating work?
I ran the math on the basic excavating work, the dirt that needs hauled in, gravel that needs hauled in. And I was, with the equipment that I'd have to rent to do it, I was at $56,000. And we have the dirt, so we don't even have to purchase that. So.
is that fencing as well, or that's just excavation?
Excavation and gravel.
Okay.
Compacted too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a roller, that's an excavator to load the dirt, move the dirt faster.
So we press it, we have somebody come in and do the paving and the fencing.
I mean, I'm looking at 20 days with perfect weather.
Right.
And that's if I don't get caught off on another job,
Sure.
which I will be. So we're probably looking more like a month and a half for us to do it.
The concern I have about performing the excavation compaction in-house is a contractor, number one, going to want to follow somebody else in here that's done the excavation, and number two, are they going to warranty their workmanship on laying asphalt? That, frankly, that's kind of from what I understand, a very frequent occurrence with tennis courts and pickleball courts. They tend to crack. And I think they tend to crack
Oh, yeah,
because
they
they're not
do.
as thick.
Sure.
They're not as thick as traditional pavement is. So That would be a concern that I would have to clarify with anybody that would follow our people in there, is whether they're gonna warrant that work or not. Just a concern to consider.
And I don't disagree with that. I guess my response to that is, the city of Springbrook's putting them in right now. Washington Township's putting them in right now. Middletown's putting more in. We need to reach out to these folks and find out who they're using and what they're getting done.
So I haven't reached out to Springboro, but I did reach out to Centerville, Washington Park, and Kettering, and the Bellbrook, Sugar Creek Parks too, just to get a sense for their stories.
Okay.
And a lot of those are retrofitting existing tennis courts into pickleball,
Understood.
not laying new, but I know, like you said, Springboro is actually.
Middletown is too.
In Middletown, is it Leperson Park, is that where they're going?
They're adding some at Smith, and then they're going to Leperson. with more
Leperson's
courts.
one of their biggest complexes, they've
Yeah.
got quite a few at Leperson Park.
Then maybe they're doing something at Smith that they haven't done, possibly.
I didn't know that they did Smith, but Leperson's a pretty huge complex with courts out there, and it's full.
So, I wanna get it done, obviously.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
When's the set-off time for the grant money?
We have to have those funds expended by this year.
The end of this year?
Yes.
So we want to, well, that's nice.
So, and we have, grant-wise, we have $100,000.
We do, and it's not a match like I originally said, I did circle back, and it is a straight 100,000.
And don't we have some other money that,
ARPA money,
yeah,
that's ARPA, yeah.
ARPA money.
and now is there a time limit to use that money also? or is
ARPA?
that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to have it encumbered by the end of this year, although it doesn't need to be expended until the end of
24.
24? Yeah.
So the grant money needs to be expended by the end of this year.
Correct, at the latest.
That's the limit. Well, we certainly don't wanna mess up and lose $100,000 grant money from this particular project. That would be a major coup-ha, in my opinion.
I would agree, totally. So let's circle back to this company and ask them if they can do everything but the fencing and the posts.
Everything. What the fencing?
Or even the fence, but their system we need more than we're getting.
Sure, no, if we wanna dictate to them, especially since they went off script from what the bid specs were, hey, we wanna see some details on
Yeah.
permanent posts and nets, because what you provided us is not sufficient, it's not what we wanted, it's not what we spec, then that's absolutely fair.
Then would they be amenable to us doing the excavation work?
We can ask the question, for sure.
And can we get that expenditure covered with the state if we create a bill and, okay,
I'll look.
well, we got 5 months, and we really only
Yeah, well,
about
less
3.
than that.
Yeah. So,
That's
we're
fine.
gonna have a long fall.
I like your thinking.
Yes, sir. Oh, sorry, Mr. Wade.
Yes.
Stephen Halstead, 9209 Jenkins Road. Can these fields be repurposed for anything else?
The pickleball courts?
Yes. What I'm looking at is, you always see these sports come and go,
Mhm.
and if we build these things, are they just gonna sit there and be grass? Can they be, has anybody thought about it, could they be repurposed?
We if at some point pickleball did not become, if that changes we could repurpose them back to tennis.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I want to get at.
yeah.
I don't know the dimensions of
Yeah, so
pickleball and stuff, so
basically,
I just want to
pickleball
put that in
courts
mind for
are
repurposing.
Kind of like a 3-to-1 tennis court to pickleball. They're smaller courts.
Or could you actually build tennis courts and then just bring them down to pickle?
Our tennis courts at Patricia Allen are double striped, you can play pickleball.
Yeah.
or-
Okay.
They're already purposed that way.
Well, I mean,
so-
if you actually put tennis and then put pickle in, as an idea that you can think of that if pickle goes under, you just take those stripes off. I'm just
Yeah.
forward.
No, I got, yeah,
Or
I
get your quotes on, tennis courts. Get your
Yeah,
quote on tennis
On
courts.
tennis court.
tennis courts and then put striping.
there's a couple differences. One is the fencing is a lot more expensive for tennis, because it's not as high, the ball doesn't travel the same way.
Right.
Yeah, usually doing 10-foot fencing for exterior perimeter fencing for tennis, whereas pickleball, you really only get 6.
Or 4,
Or
depending.
Yeah, the interior fencing is 4, for
Yeah.
sure.
So,
Just trying to forward.
yeah, no, that's good feedback.
Good thought.
Thank
And
you.
I can still put it over the table.
I'd be interested to see what Springer is paying for per court and who's doing theirs.
I did a little bit of price comparison in the other park districts that I called.
Yeah.
If you take the dollar figure for like, in one park, they retrofit a tennis court into 2 pickleball courts. If you extend that price out to 6, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of difference in what the bid that we got came in versus the retrofitting of an existing court that's in need of repair.
Right,
It's
right.
crack sealing on it, so that's tens of thousands of dollars on doing that to make sure it's level. But, our pricing is not out of line on the court that we have, just, I did check in with several park districts for that.
Okay, more to come on that, and hopefully, maybe next meeting
Do
we
we want to table that again, official action? or-
I don't, you never really, if you were to consider the resolution, I would bet you move it off the table, but you're just really discussing it. So if you leave it off the table, when you bring it back, you move it off the table at that point, you're just discussing it. But yes, at the appropriate time, we're not there yet.
So then, just for the record, the resolution
Remains.
5438 will be left on the table.
Correct.
Moving on to resolution 5441, a resolution declaring personal property as surplus, approving an internet auction, direct sale, donation, disposal, or destruction of said personal property and dispense with the second reading.
We'll call this Russ's garage sale. This is,
Russ's garage sale.
cumulative effect of, moving police out with some of the remnants of, fixed in place equipment, lockers, that kind of stuff. Shelving, random stuff that was down there. Ryan, you cleaned some of your barn out, I think, and we found a few things to surplus as well, and we had quite a few pieces of fire hose in particular that we had destroyed and or donated because of the age as well as pollution. So, if you have any questions about the exhibits and lists, let me know.
I do
And if
not.
you're interested in bidding on it, all the stuff's in the garage.
I could bring a barn full out.
Yeah.
Go to Gov and have at it.
I'm good.
One of the things I'm guilty of, isn't it?
Yep.
It will be.
Yeah, I think we'll be just fine.
Got a barn full of stuff myself, I like it.
Okay, any further questions or comments about 5441? Is there a motion to approve 5441 and dispense with the second reading?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah. And then the next item is resolution to determine that the maintenance of the listed specific tracts of land constitute a nuisance, tall grass and weed, and dispense with the second reading and declaring an emergency. Obviously, the gentleman already commented on this.
Yeah, so there were two, since it's a multiple resolution, it's just not for one property, it's for all properties. I'd like to remove 9153 Yankee Road from the resolution, strike it, but still have 4480 Springboro Road remain as a nuisance for your consideration.
We probably need a motion to remove that before we discuss that one. Is there a motion to remove 9153 Yankee Road from resolution 5442?
So moved.
Second. Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay.
Mr. Coles, you just, mind doing it right? You want to speak? Thank you.
Okay.
Then need a motion to consider the amendment.
Okay. Is there a motion to consider the amended resolution 5442?
So moved. Or second, sorry.
Mr. Mearsclaw.
Yeah.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah. Okay. Jeff, can you tell us about 4480?
Yes, so 4480 is on Springboro Road, the corner of Pekin and Springboro Road. And ultimately, they're mowing part of their grass and leaving part of their property as fallow, one could say, vacant. I don't know the proper terminology. I've not talked with them. I've left the door hanger and made site visits at this point in time. they've not made contact back, so their letter will dictate where we'll go.
It is.
You know, it appeared occupied when I was present. It also appeared that they may be living in a trailer, like they're doing some rehab of the structure, so I'm not exactly sure what is going on. But half the building looked occupied, the other looked unoccupied,
I
so.
would submit to you that they've been doing renovation on that structure for more than 10 years.
Oh, yeah, the exterior definitely has been,
Yes,
yeah, has been that way.
this iteration of the
fire,
renovation.
Yeah, so,
Because,
yeah.
the grandpa died, and then
Yeah, so it's been an ongoing, but the grass has been a new activity.
Yeah, it has.
Maintained,
It's actually
so-
kind of unusual,
Or
because
inactive.
the one thing they seem to always do is make sure the grass was mowed, so. Calling up now where large things can live in it,
Yeah,
so,
I think the cat is a busy creature there.
I would think.
So,
Okay. All right, is there a motion under resolution 5442 to direct Jeff to proceed with 44 East Springboro Road?
We already did it.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Okay.
You voted on the amendment
Yeah,
one by
we
one.
voted on the amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we're good.
You're right.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions for Jeff about that 44 Springboro Road? All you have to do is drive by.
Yeah, it's not hard to see.
Okay. Road departments, just under the consent agenda.
Yeah.
Anything else you?
We got our cake sealing done today, so Quail Meadows is done out there. So they come in and did the chip seal and then cake sealed it today. It's really good.
And how many miles of that did we do?
We only did Quail Meadows.
We only did
It was
Quail
like
Meadows to see how.
0.73 or something,
Okay.
it wasn't very much.
Let's go out there and look at it.
Yeah. So it'll be a little rough for about
Yeah.
3 weeks till it wears in. Then it'll smooth up, but it looks really good.
It'll be interesting to see in a few years, see how it actually performs.
Okay. Police departments and consent agendas? Anything else? Steve? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yeah.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yeah. Mr. Wade? Yeah. Staff updates. Have anything with this?
No, we've been busy bees around here in the admin building. If you take a walk around, the meeting has started, and Ryan and these guys, they're shut up, and they spent better part of the week down here pulling all the stuff out that you surplus a minute ago, and got the building ready and prepped and fixed and patched and sanded for the painters. So, nice job by the guys.
Very good.
Very appreciative.
Yes, absolutely. That's saves a lot of money, for sure. I know he's got a lot of talented people up there that can do multiple things. Okay, we also, at this time, we do have an executive session scheduled. Anybody have anything they'd like to bring up before we move to executive session? Okay. Hearing nothing, is there a motion to recess this meeting and move to executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw? Yay. Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. We shall be back. We are out of executive session. Time to reconvene our regular meeting before we adjourn. Does anybody have anything else to come before the board?
Who do I submit this to?
Sure. You can submit the
If you want me to put it in the record, I'll include it with the minutes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, anything else? Anybody have anything else? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Which one? Gabbard? Mr.
Yay.
Gabbard? Mr. Mearsclaw?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Wade?
Procedure here.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
You sure?
Yeah, I did.